Welcome to Marian Ayurveda. In this episode, we're going to discuss a major source of pain for many people. Frequent bowel movements in a single day, passing blood, often with mucus like phlegm and stomach pain. These are symptoms of Crohn's and ulcerative colitis. The causes and symptoms for both of these are almost the same. They are classified as two different diseases based on which part of the digestive system is affected. Ayurveda has very effective medicines for this. In my practice, I've found this to be a condition that can be easily managed without much difficulty. From my experience treating many patients, I've seen symptoms subside or significantly reduce within just 1 week. So in this episode, we'll look at some home remedies that might be enough on their own. For many in the early stages, these simple remedies alone can help reduce the severity of the disease. In this episode, we are going to discuss 5 causes and 5 types of treatments for this. I am Dr. Anumod Kakkassery, Marian Ayurveda, Thrissur. The first cause, as we all know, is related to dietary issues. Specifically for those who consume excessive spice, sourness, and salt, the path to this disease is very clear. Spiciness and sourness are the fundamental causes of this disease. Therefore, if anyone is consuming such foods with excessive spice and sourness, it is essential to reduce them. Similarly, excessive consumption of beverages such as tea and coffee, as well as foods like lemon, orange, sweet lime, pineapple, and grapes, can actually worsen the symptoms of this disease. Even though these drinks and fruits are often enjoyed by many people, having too much of them may make the symptoms more severe. The second cause is also related to dietary habits, or rather lifestyle habits like not eating on time or not sleeping on time. In such people, diseases like IBS are significantly on the rise. The third cause that we can identify here is mental tension or anxiety. When the mind is under stress, the body reacts by increasing gastric secretions, which over time can eventually lead to the formation of ulcers in the stomach lining. So in summary, we can say that the mind or our mental state is indeed the third cause involved in this process. As a fourth cause, we can consider the presence of parasites or bacteria. Bacteria like H. pylori, or an overgrowth of bacteria moving from the large intestine to the small intestine, can cause diseases like IBS or Crohn's. The fifth cause is none other than hereditary factors. If parents have it, there is certainly a possibility that the children will too. Therefore, such individuals must pay more attention to their diet and lifestyle. We can now look at how treatments vary according to each of these causes. As we mentioned, the first cause is the increased risk for those who consume spicy and sour foods. Such people should definitely, as I said before, avoid spicy and sour foods or avoid bakery snacks with added preservatives or chemicals. While avoiding such foods, it is also good to consume sweet things, or rather things with a sweet nature like milk. According to Ayurveda, milk is good. Similarly, natural sweets like the sweetness of apples, guavas, papayas, and pomegranate are very excellent. We can even use pomegranate like a medicine. By drinking its juice and boiling its peel in water to drink, we can, to an extent, cure Crohn's and ulcerative colitis for many people. So, for such people, make these changes in your diet. Then if it still cannot be resolved by consulting a good Ayurvedic doctor and taking proper medicines, we can overcome this disease. The second factor we mentioned is lifestyle or vihara. That is, not eating on time or not sleeping on time causes an increase in such diseases. Therefore, if many cannot eat on time due to work pressure, then keep some small snacks or small fruits on hand and eat them at that time. Not eating on time is the biggest reason for this. Similarly, if you don't sleep on time, we know that a specific heat increases in the body, affecting the digestive system and turning the body acidic. So for those people, let's try to sleep on time. For those who can't sleep or have insomnia, let's say, switch to light food. Or if it still doesn't change, we can fix sleep through good Ayurvedic medicines. Then the third thing we mentioned is the presence of parasites. Or parasites in the body, meaning several types of bacteria from the large intestine moving to the small intestine, is cited as a cause. Similarly, the presence of a bacteria called H. pylori is also mentioned as a cause for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis. Therefore, Ayurveda mentions many wonderful anti-parasitic medicines for this. Embellia rebus, Butia monospermum, or such, even many such medicines are available to us in Ayurveda. In that way, even taking papaya seeds, powdering them, and consuming them is helpful to kill or suppress parasites. Another thing we mentioned, fourthly, is about the importance of the mind. If the mind gets stressed, then this Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis will increase. So you should use medicines that help to calm the mind, or do things like practicing yoga. Through all of this, we can keep the mind under control and maintain a sense of balance. If the mind is calm, we can resist these diseases. Therefore, if anyone is doing a high pressure job that causes extreme stress, if they have this disease, it's very good to try changing to a new type of job. I mention a fifth factor, which is the hereditary factor, meaning that if your parents have it, you are also more likely to get this disease. For people in this situation, unfortunately, we really cannot avoid this heredity. Often we see the hereditary factor in that they might traditionally be people who tend to consume more spicy, sour, or salty flavors, or perhaps they might be regular tea or coffee drinkers. Children often share the same tastes as their parents, so they'll be accustomed to those dietary habits. Therefore, such individuals should change those eating styles and, as I mentioned, move towards a milder approach. For instance, when making fish curry, try reducing the sourness and spice and adding some coconut milk to make it lighter. By making such dietary changes, we can resist this hereditary factor to an extent. These are things we can do through diet and lifestyle. From an Ayurvedic point of view, we have many medicines gifted to us by God. We know Mukkutti is a very good medicine. Drinking water boiled with Mukkutti is beneficial. Similarly, Ayurveda says boiling Chirakkakkode bark in water and drinking it is good for frequent bowel movements or for strengthening the intestines. Also, the resin of the elavu plant. We can take the resin of the plant called elavu, powder it, and usually we give one teaspoon of powdered elavu resin. And if needed, add Chirakkakkode bark and a bit of Mukkutti and drink it daily with boiled milk. This alone might be enough to eliminate diseases like IBS and Crohn's to an extent. This is a very effective method. If you don't get enough relief after doing all this, you should definitely see an Ayurvedic doctor. When we treat it, we usually give medicine for the acidity factor in the body, as well as to calm the mind and destroy parasites in the intestines. At the same time, we give strength to the intestines. When medicines are given from these 3 or 4 angles, it becomes a complete treatment, and that's how an Ayurvedic doctor treats it. Often, a problem when buying and taking various Ayurvedic medicines from the market is that they often contain spicy ingredients like dried ginger, black pepper, or long pepper. If such medicines are present, they will only increase the disease. People with these diseases should never consume medicines like arishtams. All these will increase the severity of the disease. So if we approach this disease wisely, IBS is a condition that can be completely cured. That is, this disease including Crohn's and ulcerative colitis. We can meet again in another episode where we will talk more about these conditions. Thank you for watching.